One. Ta-da! We're
We're
alive!
live. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another special podcast today. I am your host, Stallion, aka Ice Fluffy, here with my co-host, Owl. And we have
Hello.
a very special guest today. Brent, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Brent. I'm the Behemoth designer at Phoenix Labs.
That is right.
Very, very special person.
A very special person indeed. He's a wizard. Okay, he invented Harry Potter.
Yeah, I know.
He was the Harry Potter before Harry Potter.
Dang. Bro was Voldemort? I didn't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know. He has hair. Alright, so you guys get to ask Brent questions. However, I am going to go ahead and say this. Brent only has knowledge about the Behemoths and their AI. So if you have questions for Brent, please keep it to that category because I believe that is the only thing that he knows. Right, Brent?
In general,
Yep, in general. So
Okay, you know that Brent is truly a dev when he is cryptic and says in general. In general, yeah.
yes. Yep.
I mean that's what I've been doing for the past 365 days is pretty much just Behemoth stuff.
Yeah.
Not saying like I don't attend meetings and whatnot, but my interests are AI.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we have some questions about the AI, in your process. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and get to the question that we always ask on every single podcast. The state of Dauntless.
Oh god, okay.
Owl,
Hopping right into a controversial topic again.
Yeah. So, Owl, I'm going to go ahead for you. How has it been lately?
Lately,
Mhm.
I can't even do Gauntlet because Skies of Ostia is just... Yeah, it's Skies of Ostia.
It's good. What do you mean? Skies of Ostia is good.
My PS5 crashes.
Oh, well, that's a skill issue.
You can't be in the game for half of a second without crashing.
Yeah, I'm
without
working on
crashing.
getting an Xbox. But yeah, I haven't played Dauntless in like a while though, so yeah, I'm gonna get an Xbox soon for that. But yeah, Brent, how's it been for you? Have you gotten a chance to play the game?
A little bit, kind of trying to work my way back to endgame Behemoths on Hunting Grounds. I never have defeated a Shroud on Hunting Grounds yet, so that's my current goal.
Ah, got you. How far are you into the game right now?
Working my way to the End Islands. I don't think I'm surged yet, but I pretty much just play for like an hour once a week with friends.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're kind of slow rolling it there.
I got you. And you have a chance.
Hey.
Do you get a chance to like craft all your stuff before the update, or did some of that stuff transfer over?
What do you mean? Like, did what transfer over? Did I get Peerless or?
Yeah, like how much stuff that you actually got done before the update?
Yeah, that's what he meant. And he means
Yeah.
did Hunger transfer over, did Molten Edic, did things like that.
When you say transfer over, you mean I'm still not sure like what you mean by it. Like, what did it meet our intentions for the?
Yeah.
Compared to pre.
Yeah.
I think there's some things that could use a little bit of a nerf, some things that could use a little bit of a buff. We got, it's like with grenades, we got close enough on a lot of things with the weapons, with the new weapons.
Yeah.
Were they all exactly what we wanted?
Yep.
Once the community gets a hold of anything, you kind of have new ideas. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel that, especially the grenades. I know that Kirby is still wondering about the grenades because Kirby wants like the grenades to do more damage and stuff. So hopefully we see a update for the grenades later in the future. But I feel like I feel like we can go ahead and get started with some questions here. Brent, are you ready?
Hans pulls
Sure.
out like a Google Doc. Like,
Yeah, I have the document. Okay, I have the document. So, the first question I do want to ask is, what led to Awakening? What was the initial thought or goal? And is there any lore behind it?
The initial desire was to have more identity to builds and to have a greater variety of valid builds. Not a greater variety of builds, but a greater variety of valid builds. We were just noticing a lot of people focusing on a few builds that were out there, and we just thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if, even though there's always going to be a meta, and in the end, one or two is always going to be chosen above the others, if there was just more that people could play that isn't like a throwaway choice.
Gotcha. It's actually
And
pretty good. Oh, go ahead.
As far as lore, there's not really any lore with Awakening, though there are a few threads in the main quest which do get like more with them in future updates.
Gotcha. Do you think like maybe in the future there could be some lore tied to it, or is it just like?
Yeah, we want to do lore. We do. We're just missing like a lore specialist right now, so we would absolutely love to have more of that in game. It's just not in the wheelhouse of anyone we've currently got on staff, but maybe soon.
All right, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because I know, like, I think it was Reforge. When was it that Thrax destroyed the Remscape?
Yeah, the whole. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I know we had some.
I'm
lore
not sure
about
which one that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was Reforge.
There's kind of the most we've got is there was kind of like a paragraph written up about Karkanos and him being in the mines.
I gotta read that. I love Karkanos. I love me some crab legs. Which, by the way, you did an amazing job with Karkanos, by the way.
yeah, I saw it and I was like, dang.
Yeah. He definitely beat my ass the first time I fought him. So it's definitely good.
He just, like, he looked at me and said, no. Just one tapped me. I was like, oh, okay, yep. That's new.
Yes.
It was definitely a change of pace. A change of pace that I enjoyed.
And I was also paying attention to what other people said about Karkanos, and it looks like it's overall positive. A lot of people actually like it, so it's actually a pretty good behemoth.
Yeah, I think a lot of the criticism is surrounding bugs, which I just chalk up to being the first behemoth I built from the ground up. There's just a lot that I didn't think about that the community has found. So, lessons learned for next behemoth. I'm going to address all the bugs for Karkanos. We're actually talking about the one hit. We're actually dialing back damage on endgame behemoths. We just were finding that it wasn't supporting enough build expressions, so walking that back to pre D24 damage levels.
Oh, okay.
And so Karkanos will be a little friendlier once that's out, but everyone will always remember their first time with Karkanos.
Gotcha. And then when you say friendlier, do you mean like damage, like lower damage, or is like
just damage? Just damage, just lower damage.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like his damage is a bit too high right now.
Yeah, he was doing one shots when he kind of wasn't intending to be, and we lowered it once, and he was still doing one shots when we weren't really wanting him to. And so we're like, we need to. This is not a time for a scalpel. It's a time for a hammer. We can raise it again later if people feel we've lowered it too much, but we basically just took it back to pre D24 damage levels.
True. How do you feel about the tail? Like, I still see a lot of people struggling to get the tail because he has like high HP.
Yeah, so the tail, there's a couple things that exasperated the tail. One is that for the event, the tail, all parts were buffed by like 50% health, and the tail was already set to be 30% of total health, so with the buff it was like 50% of total health, something ridiculous.
Ooh.
And again, more lessons learned. I'm going to be lowering his tail probably down to like 15 to 20%.
Okay.
Though, you know, like, as far as what I was using to set up the tail, like, I was using like standard numbers. So it makes me think that either no one else is using standard tail numbers, or there's a lot of hard tails out there.
Gotcha. Yeah, and like
maybe I should do a pass on all tails.
Probably. I mean, I think it's fair. I think we just need to be more accurate with our weapons, because I think axe and warpike are probably the best right now for cutting off his tail.
Yeah. Eternal Winter Gober.
Yeah.
Yeah, his tail having an ambient side to side doesn't help at all, but
yeah. And the thing I found behemoth related right now, I think, like, you know, when behemoths do like the little boop attacks and stuff, I think they get up quicker than they used to before. Is that like intentional or?
It depends. If it's during rage mode, then that's intentional. We didn't do anything for any. We didn't do like a pass on boop attacks, but basically there was a system that wasn't functioning, which was a lot of behemoths are supposed to speed up during rage, and they weren't. And now that's fixed. Gotcha. And now maybe some behemoths are going too fast. We don't know, but this is a system which I think used to work a long time ago and then broke a little less long time ago, but still a long time ago. Yep. And just no one noticed, and it's just been that way for a long time. So, yeah, we probably should have thought about that a little more before putting it out there, because that's kind of a shock to the system when behemoths suddenly are changing their timing on you.
Yeah, cause it was actually quite surprising for me, because I think it was Embermane, because I booped Embermane on my first playthrough when the update dropped, and he just got up like instantly.
Okay, so for Embermane particularly, his stagger is not as long. So, and when I say stagger, I mean boop. Basically, boop, part break, stagger are all the same under the hood, so we just refer to them as the stagger system. So when you interrupt Embermane, it's intentionally not as long. I just felt he was down too long. I wanted to make a big swing in the fight, and basically my previous experience with Embermane was that he spent the whole fight on the ground, and so I wanted to change that identity. We could go back to making the stagger longer if now it's too short, but
speaking of stagger, in chat, Chrome said Carconos doesn't get any stagger downtime, and Stormclaw doesn't get any stagger downtime in Gauntlet either.
Ooh, okay.
In Gauntlet particularly. Anytime someone says something's happening in Gauntlet or Trials, it's probably happening in all modes. It's just maybe the particulars of what they're doing to trigger it. So I know that Radiant proc isn't working on Carconos at all, so if that's how you're booping him, if that's how you're interrupting him, then you're not going to see anything. Carconos' interrupt, though, isn't very long. He doesn't stay on the ground very long. His part break isn't very long. His stagger is a little longer, but still, compared to other behemoths. And that was just because, as devs, when you see something like Stagger Lock, where you're like, okay, they've played an entire behemoth and not once was there any danger, you tend to overreact, and you want there to be some risk. So you do things to mitigate Stagger Lock, and so I just didn't want Carconos, because the point of Carconos was to be a difficult behemoth. Next behemoth probably won't be as difficult, but Carconos was just supposed to be hard. So to go along with that, his part break, interrupt, and stagger just were not lengthy.
Yeah, I think it's fair, actually. You know, I think it's fair. It caught me by surprise, though, because, you know, like, I'm so used to having behemoths stay down for like a little bit longer when you get booped. But yeah, it was definitely a surprise.
and I don't know going forward what we'll do. We'll probably wax and wane on that, where some behemoths will still have long downtimes and some won't. It just depends on, like, how active and how much damage they do while they're up, and how mobile they are. So maybe this next behemoth, maybe I'll make sure it's a long downtime because this next behemoth is pretty mobile.
All right, all right. And then the last thing on this topic is Pangar. So like the Pangar, like I love Pangar, but I think like my issue is like when you boop him, he like flings away like 30 feet away from you. So by the time
he's
like,
a giant behemoth if you account for momentum and how hard you hit. And it makes sense.
Yeah, we could address that and make him just sort of drop in place rather than have you chase him. It's just a question of priorities, like in terms of what I spend my day on. Like, would you rather have that, or would you rather have me fix Karkanos bugs next, right?
Karkanos, definitely Karkanos. I mean, in my opinion, yeah. But, yeah, so that's it for that topic. We can go ahead and move on to the next question. When did you join Phoenix Labs, or were you already part of the team?
I joined Phoenix Labs in December of 2023.
Okay.
Nice. And was it already like
so
a big,
I'm pretty...
Oh, go ahead.
What's that? I was going to say I'm pretty new.
Oh, you're pretty new? Gotcha.
Yeah.
So was it already like a little, like a bigger studio when you got there, or like how many people did it had?
Yeah, Phoenix Labs used to be bigger. We had like 5 projects going on. But now we're just focused on Dauntless.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did want to see some of those projects though, but I understand what happened, so we're not gonna dwell too much into that. So thank you for sharing that. It definitely does clarify it a lot. This next question comes from Owl himself. What made you decide to become a developer for Dauntless?
Oh yeah, I forgot I asked that.
I think making a boss fight is about the funnest thing you can do as a game designer. I think it's like the dessert of game design. Yep. And so a role where I'd get to do basically nothing but develop boss fights. And I've had that role before, but I'd always like it again. And it's been very fun.
I gotcha. And have you drawn inspiration from other games like Dark Souls and stuff when you're working at Behemoth?
Yeah, I'd say the 2 games that like I pay attention to the most, as far as like how I think about boss fights or even enemy AI. One is kind of obvious, which is like the Dark Souls games. Like they're a big inspiration to me. But the other one would probably be I learned a lot from Final Fantasy XIV's raids, their dungeon raids. They just have like such an interesting variety of mechanics that it really shows you how far you can go in expressing danger.
Gotcha. Alright, let's take a minute to read the chat here. Chip asks, when are any new Behemoths coming? I think we'll get to that later on. Unless, Brent, you want to answer that now, if you can.
Yeah, Season 3. Season 3. So each season 6 weeks. We're about a week away from Season 2. So we're about 7 weeks away from next Behemoth.
Gotcha.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm actually really excited.
Chrome said, shit, when are you coming to bed with me? Not here, Chrome. Not today. Alright, and then Chip said not too bad. So yeah, that's not too bad actually. Not a whole lot of waiting time there.
No, we want, now we can't promise this, but we want to ship a new Behemoth every 3 months.
Yes.
Okay.
That's like our internal goal. But sometimes there's going to be bigger fish to fry, other features that are more important to the community for that particular season. So I think what we'll do is if I can't do a new Behemoth, maybe I'll do like a variant or a dyer.
Yep.
So there'll still be something new. It just won't be from the ground up, maybe.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to stick to that and make sure you all always have something fresh.
I gotcha.
Crystal Hollow asked, by the way, in lore, there will be more ancient behemoths like Carcanos?
Oh, that's a good question. We're not really fixated on that right now. I think, though, that's just partly because we don't have a lore master at the studio right now. So we don't have someone driving the full vision of, now we're getting into the ancient behemoths, and that's what you're going to get for a while. This next behemoth doesn't really fit the stereotype of an ancient behemoth. I think they probably feel to me a little bit more like a new one, like something that just popped out. But that's just going off visuals. That's my personal sort of, like, I look at it and I'm like, oh, Slayers have never seen you before.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually good. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of good things, in the future of Dauntless, especially when it comes to Behemoths. So I'm excited for that as well. Let's see. As a dev, how did he feel about the event on Frostfall? Chrome asked. The legendary Sherrog.
Yeah. So I was excited for people to play legendary Charog, but I think a couple of things inhibited that a little. Like, one, the hit reaction on his fire vents was too strong, and so I was like, that's kind of getting in the way of this being a fun fight.
Yeah.
And then, even though it was my idea to do slippery floor, I just thought that would be funny to be slipping and sliding into the fire vents. It seems basically what we learned is Slayers appreciate just more of a straight up fight. So Frostfall's a bit of a whimsical event, and so we did something with a bit of whimsy, and maybe next year we'll play it a little more straight.
I gotta say, you did caught me by surprise with that ice. I wasn't expecting that ice, to be honest.
I stepped on the ice and slipped, and I was like, oh! And I immediately thought, Brent probably did this.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I saw it on the server highlights. He was like, "Yeah, I'm responsible for the ice."
Yeah.
Though I'm really, so here's the thing. I'm actually, I think it was totally worth it to do the ice there, because I was considering, well, maybe this is too soon to say, but I was considering this for a future Behemoth.
Oh. Okay. I gotcha. I feel you. Yeah. I feel like that would be a great idea for Behemoth designs, for like Behemoths to have like an actual like ability where they impact the environment you're in.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, basically I like doing new things, but sometimes it's important to remember that like new is a little bit of a risk, and you've got to get the bread and butter down first. You've got to make calculated risks.
I gotcha. Yeah. You gotta make sure you get everything correctly and all that stuff done.
Yeah.
Yep, the coding. Chrome said maybe only when enraged, like Shroud not being able to see ability.
Yeah, that was the plan. Is it was gonna be like an Aether Charge mode. The floor would be ice and you'd slip and slide, but with basically the general reaction to the slippery floor, I'm like, nah.
It definitely
I think
was
if Slayers get used to it, and if if the the slipperiness of the ice was turned down maybe just a tiny bit, then they wouldn't complain as much, because it really wasn't as bad as people made it seem.
I think they could have gotten used to it.
Part of it too is just like new things gets a big reaction, and so we've got to be careful maybe not to give things some time, to give them a chance to see maybe how once people get used to it.
Yeah.
Like for example, Carcanos and Trials, like day one, I was hearing like nothing but anger for Carcanos and Trials day one. But by the end of the week, it was like much more jovial. People figured out the strategy. They figured out how to play them, and
I was gonna say,
so sometimes just go ahead.
As weird as this sounds, players is like America. They don't like change until they figure out how to work around it. And then they're like, okay!
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe the lesson here is make sure there's counterplay to whatever you do.
And I was actually surprised to see Carcanos in trials because, as it stood, like, we were only supposed to see him in the event, right?
I was
Yeah,
happy.
we made the decision to add him for the end of the season to trials because we thought that'd be fun. But I don't think we'll do that again that soon because Carcanos just needed a little more time in the oven for me to address his bugs before we want to put him on something like trials.
Yeah.
How to let the butter melt so you can get some crab legs.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I feel like we can move on to the next question here, and that is, how many years do you have as a developer, and how many have you shared with Phoenix Labs?
Almost 17 as a designer, and as a developer about 18 or 19 because I was a tester for a couple years before I became a designer. And then just 1 year, just had my anniversary with Phoenix Labs.
Oh, so one. Okay. Oh, yeah, because you joined in 2023.
2023.
So you're just about
like December. I think like December 15th is my anniversary, so I just had it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So you're really on your second year. That's crazy. Time flies, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like any New Year's resolution for yourself as to like, do you want to do better in something specific, relating to like your development?
I just want to play more games. That's my New Year's resolution. Because last year I kind of didn't play any games like at all, and so I go through besides Dauntless. I played a lot of Dauntless, but that's the game I work on, so I should be playing Dauntless. But I wasn't. There was like so many good games that came out last year, and I really wasn't playing any of them. But this year I'm committed to like beating 2 or 3 games.
Ooh, okay.
Aside from Dauntless, what are you playing mainly right now?
I started up Metaphor, and I started up Unicorn Overlord. Ooh. So far, Unicorn Overlord is the one that's got its hooks in me. Yeah. It reminds me of Ogre Battle, and it just turns out I've been missing that in my life.
Gotcha. So, in other words, you like the hunts. Hey, I knew you like the hunts. The hunt spirit is with you, always. Mm-hmm. Even if it's a unicorn, I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got that question. That was actually a really good question to ask.
Apparently, Chrome wants to call the IRS on me.
Hollow asks. Oh, go ahead, Adam. What were you saying?
Apparently, Chrome wants to call the IRS on me.
Oh man.
I don't know for what.
Don't mess with the IRS, man. So, Hello Crystal asks, another question, can upgrade Paradox Breaks and Twilight's domain in island events for being 60 level islands? It have kinda not much or interested events.
Paradox Breaks and Twilight domains don't have interesting events?
I feel like they do. I feel like they do, yeah.
I can pass along that comment. But like Twilight Domains got Bloodshot Shroud, got another event.
I feel like they do. Like the only thing that caught me by surprise was that one event that had all of those like 1,000 fauna that I wasn't prepared for.
Yeah.
So that definitely caught me off guard.
I'll pass along that comment, see if maybe we can take another look at the event, see if there's anything more interesting we can do.
Nice. And ASCII has a question here. What did you do before joining Phoenix Labs? What games did you work on, etc.?
Okay, in order of having worked on them, I did Lord of the Rings War in the North, I did Guardians of Middle-earth, I did Republic, I did Hunt Showdown, I did a game that was canceled, I did Marvel's Avengers, did the boss fights for that.
Oh.
I did The Last of Us remake, and The Last of Us Part 1 remake, and The Last of Us Part 2 remaster. and then I'm in Phoenix Labs.
I love The Last of Us. I knew that Sports Sherlock had some ties with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I knew it. I called it.
So I'm a technical designer, and typically that means they're having me work on AI or tools. And with The Last of Us, I got to do some combat systems.
Yep.
And that's pretty much my bag.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's a gigantic bag.
Chip wants to know if there is a Behemoth Mastery level cap.
Behemoth Mastery level cap. So you're talking about the Behemoth Mastery system?
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about.
I don't know.
I think it's 50, right?
I don't know.
50 for the Behemoth? Currently?
I believe you.
I don't remember.
And Chrome wants to ask, what weapon are you playing right now, Brent? Ostia player? Or...
I've been playing some Alluring Moons, because I think that's fun. But this isn't meta at all, but I really like Bane and Balm. Just seeing those extra numbers popping up from the poison makes me feel good.
I got you.
Fair.
And I wanted to play Chain Blades for the dodge, so...
Yeah.
Alright, and then... Crystal, I'm not sure if we can ask that question, because he only deals with the Behemoths.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, but he wanted to know if any changes to Blazeworks are gonna happen in the future.
Any changes to Blazeworks? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Like the level?
I'm guessing so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Blazeworks in particular, but is there like a reason that some changes need to happen to Blazeworks? Is Blazeworks like got some old design that needs polished, or what's the impetus for the question?
Now we need to wait for Crystal to type out his or her answer.
Oh, while we're waiting,
Yeah, sorry.
While we're waiting.
Oh no, you're fine. I just know that sometimes they take years.
Okay.
It's good though. It's good. So while we wait for his response, I'll go ahead and ask the other question. What is your favorite behemoth that you love working on?
Oh, good question.
Well, I've done 12 Legend Behemoths, and then I did the rework of Valamir and the rework of Embramain, and then Karkanos. But Karkanos is like the only one I got to do from the ground up. Like all the others, I'm working with something that's already there.
Yep.
So Karkanos probably wins as far as like how much fun that was. So they were all fun, but like Karkanos feels like my baby, you know?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A delicious baby, by the way.
Are you okay? Are you just hungry today?
Yes. I mean, have you seen my menu? I have like an entire behemoth menu that I made. Yeah, I posted it on the official.
We're not going into this.
I think we should eat behemoths. Okay, I'm just saying. So, have you ever had a behemoth that had like frustrated you so much when you were working on it?
Okay, so I don't know if frustrated is the right word, but challenged.
Yes, challenged.
I was deeply challenged by one particular behemoth, and it was actually the very first behemoth they had me work on when I started at Phoenix Labs. It was Valamir.
Ooh.
And they didn't know this, but I have since discovered that Valamir is by far our most complicated behemoth in terms of implementation.
Oh.
His behavior tree is just wild, but also the satellites he spawns are a very special system. And getting thrown into the deep end was kind of good because basically all the behemoths after Valamir were very easy for me. But learning how to rework Valamir, I felt frustrated with myself because I wasn't making the progress I wanted in the time I wanted.
Yeah.
Even though like I got it done like in a couple weeks, but like as like a 16-year vet, like I want to be making changes day one, you know.
Yeah.
And so Valamir was a good challenge, and that's why he's a special boy in my heart.
Nice. I do love Valamir. He's a good
Yeah.
boy, and I'm glad he actually got a new move and stuff. So I actually been waiting for that.
Yeah, he got two new moves.
Is there a chance he might get a wife in the future?
What?
Waifu for Valamir
Yes.
could be a variant.
My boy is lonely. He's like one of the few behemoth. Well, I don't think he has a variant yet. So yeah, my boy is lonely. Yeah. He's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So Chrome is not exactly behemoth related, but I think you might have some knowledge on this. He wanted to know, have you heard about the prestige core drops after the first peerless drop? Some people got like 3k shiny ether from cores because lootable.
No, I haven't heard about this.
I haven't either. That's crazy.
Never have I.
Said that drops.
Sounds like a good thing for those people. So
They got lucky.
congrats.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only shiny. It's not peerless though. So I guess.
That's still a lot of XP.
Still.
What is that, like
Because-
500 XP for each shiny?
I thought it was 1,000.
1,000? No, that's peerless, right? Peerless is 1,000.
Mm.
I think so.
Hold on. Then I gotta pull it up.
Anyway, I think we should get to the next question, which is probably the one that everybody has been waiting for, and that is the
Peerless
Go ahead.
is 5,000.
Ooh.
Shining is 1,000. And so if they got 3,000, then that's 300,000 XP.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. Damn. They got lucky.
Anyway,
So yeah, let's go ahead into the next question, which is the question that everybody has been waiting for so far. The new behemoth name and its element.
So we've already spoiled the element, which is frost.
Mm-hmm.
But the new behemoth, it's not its official name. Like, this isn't the player-facing name, but this is the dev name. This is what we refer to her as we develop her, is Kimchi.
Kimchi. Ooh. Going with a food name, huh?
The Korean cuisine, yeah. It's actually also named after one of our devs.
Was it Aurelia?
No, it's the concept artist who came up with the look for Kimchi.
Okay, I see. Nice, and I can add this behemoth to my restaurant now.
Yeah.
To my menu.
genuinely.
Is there any other details you can leak for this behemoth, or just the code name?
Let's see. It's frost. It's kimchi. It's very mobile. It's pretty big.
Yep.
Pretty big.
Mobile and big. Oh god, it sounds like a ferocious combination.
Will you say it's bigger than Valamir and Carcanos?
No, but it's like on that scale. It's no one's as big as Valamir, but it's like it's like as big as Carcanos.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's a female,
also big.
so it's our first female behemoth, so that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Well, is it the first one? Because people sometimes refer to Alira as a her.
Yeah, that is true.
And sometimes Urska gets referred to as a her. I mean, all the behemoths are genderless, but
yeah,
like people refer to them as he or she. So
that is true. Yep, and I think there's actually what I have talked about in my other podcasts about a better way to encourage people to dodge.
Oh god.
No one knows this, I feel like if Torgado had some sort of male structure.
Oh boy.
Genitalia.
It could encourage people to dodge some more.
Some people wouldn't dodge, I'm just saying.
It's true. Imagine if we can make a sword out of that.
What is wrong with you?
I'm just saying, I'll be good, if you can make
Brent,
a sword
do you
out of
see
it.
what I have to deal with every podcast? Do you see this?
Yes, I see it.
He loves it. He
I see
loves
you.
it. He designed it. So yeah, our first female behemoth currently. So what I wanted to ask is, are you guys taking, since this is the actual first female behemoth, canon now, are you guys taking the gender thing forward into the future, or?
No, and I don't think it's like canon in that sense. I think it's like canon in the sense of like this is maybe how the Slayers refer to this particular behemoth, but it's not. It's not actually like a she.
I gotcha. So it's just
We're sticking with what the last lore on this was, which is that they're genderless. But basically, like Slayers, as they fight behemoths, they project their own personalities onto them, and so basically, like I just had the idea, like, hey, 90% of behemoths are referred to as he. Maybe we'll refer to this one as she, just to mix things up.
That's nice. That's pretty good to know. Alright. This next question comes from Owl. Again, in your opinion, will this be harder than any other Frost Behemoth we have seen before outside of Urska?
It's looking that way. We had our first playtest, and I won't say who, but this behemoth was kind of bullying someone who was trying to play it solo, and solo is... So for Karkanos...
So what I'm hearing is it was bullying Aurelia.
No. Aurelia was doing fine with it. But it was bullying someone who's like very good at the game on our team.
Oh,
who's
God.
like very, very experienced.
Okay, so it's not Cinco.
And knows how to play.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even 100% working. Like its ultimate attack had like too big a window for being interrupted, and so basically people were never seeing the ultimate attack, and so it's like, okay, I'm gonna fix that so that they are forced to at least see it before they interrupt it. And it definitely seems like it's very likely going to be harder than any other Frost Behemoth but Urska.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm definitely excited. Yeah, now I'm intrigued.
Which Frost kind of doesn't have very hard behemoths anyway, but...
Yeah.
How soon are we likely to meet this behemoth? Like after season 3, or like how soon?
No, on season 3.
Season 3?
Day 1, season 3. Yeah.
Okay, are we also getting another legendary behemoth on season 3, or just this one?
No. Season 2, you'll see a legendary behemoth, and then I think you won't see any more legendary behemoths until the mode is released. Until we just release the mode and release all of them. So we wanted to like preview a couple, one, so we could gather some data on them, but two, just because we thought it'd be fun to like preview them while we're waiting for the mode.
Yeah.
But the mode will be coming like season 4 or 5, and if the mode comes season 5, then you may get one more legendary for season 4. We'll see.
Ooh, nice. Are there any details you can give us about the mode, or is it like hush hush? Like no.
The mode is designed around personal experience of difficulty.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
So
I'm liking this.
So that's all I can say about it.
Yep.
But basically, like, everyone should be able to find like something they enjoy about it.
Okay.
But only if you're kind of looking for a challenge. And I'm hoping we give good rewards for it so that people feel incentivized to play, but it may be that the rewards are crap and that this is purely for people who want to test themselves. We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say who want to try themselves.
Exactly. That's actually good because you know, why wouldn't you want to test your skills and stuff? That's actually a pretty good game mode. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this and the new Behemoths as well.
Agreed.
Yep. Moving on to the next question. This is a question I asked everybody, and I kind of did ask this on the beginning, but I'm going to ask you specifically now, since you are a dev. How do you feel about the current state of Dauntless, and what is your overall opinion?
Well, with a large portion of the team kind of now focused purely on community feedback and working on responses to that, I feel good about our trajectory.
Yep.
And I kind of can't wait to see us start releasing some of what we're working on so the community can see we're really listening.
Okay.
Definitely, yep. Do you feel like some of the feedback was fair, or?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
Like, just because people are angry doesn't mean they're not saying something true, so.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, I've seen some very positive reviews as well, so that's actually, there are a lot of people.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of people who have liked certain aspects of what we've put out, but you know, we definitely heard the people who didn't, and there's going to be something for everyone. Like we were working kind of in a silo for 2 years on a big update, and now that we're going back to a seasonal cadence of being able to make shorter content on a shorter timeline and give more regular updates, I think people will start to see what they're looking for on a quicker basis.
Indeed.
By the way, Hans looking Dauntless General in our server.
Give me a second. I'll ask this question while I'm doing that. Crystal Hollow wants to know, will there actually be another bigger behemoth than Torgadero?
Bigger?
Yep.
Depends how you define bigger. I've prototyped one that's bigger. Whether or not we'll end up using that, we'll see.
And by prototype, you mean like you really have it like modeled, or?
We've got a temp model for it, yeah.
Ooh. Nice. That's actually nice to hear. I want to see like a big behemoth, like I don't know if you play Monster Hunter, but like Sora Magdro is like the big turtle. You know, that will actually be nice. Owl, what do you wanted to show me?
Dauntless General. Look at the screenshot that Chrome showed.
What, the masteries?
No, I said Dauntless General. Red General.
Oh, Dauntless General. Okay, I got you. Oh yeah, the cores. Oh yeah, he was talking about the Aetheryte. Yeah, that's a lot. Jesus Christ.
And apparently, it also allowed people to do 250,000 XP per hour using a technique.
Oof. Oh, they got lucky.
Yeah, so this is something we've actually talked about. We don't have anything preventing extremely bad luck or extremely good luck. We just sort of let the rolls go. That's something we're actually looking to do something about in the future. I don't know if we'll do anything about extremely good luck. Maybe we'll leave that. But extremely bad luck is something we're looking to fix.
I mean, I think the game is easier now than ever, to be honest. So either way, you know, you're still gonna have a good time.
That's good.
Yeah, especially with the weapons and stuff. I'm really enjoying Disguised Velocity right now. So, yeah, there's that. For the next question is, how many years will you say Dauntless could run for?
If we evolve it alongside our community, then we could be here a while.
When you say, when you say a while, do we like maybe have like a goal, or are we gonna reach like, you know, World of Warcraft type time?
Sure. Let's make Warcraft the goal. That'd be great.
Yes.
I mean, I think we're just focused on the next thing, and I think so long as we stay focused on the next thing for now, just one step at a time, building something that community loves, listening to community feedback, and like I said, evolving the game alongside the community. That's whatever however long that road goes. That's what we're on.
Definitely. And it definitely feels like Dauntless is the type of game that has a lot of potential. So if it fails in one way, you can like take it in a whole bunch of different directions as well.
It's been around a while. So I feel like it's got legs.
Definitely. Or wheels. At this point, it has wheels. It can like run or like drive, So that's actually pretty good. So for the next question, can you give us any more insight about the other legendary behemoths aside from Savit?
You've heard enough of Savit. The thing about Savit is you haven't even heard the most important detail about Savit, but you won't.
Oh, dear God. Excuse you?
Oh, man.
Bro said we made it 50% more. We gave it new amazing attacks. Oh, by the way, you still don't even know the key part. What?
Yeah. Once you play it, you'll be like, oh, this is how it is.
Oh.
So
I just remembered me asking if I should be scared of Legendary Savet, and then you said, you should be. With a period at the end, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Yeah, I think he ended up the hardest, so he's pretty rough. Like, I've never beat him, but I haven't beat a lot of the legendaries when they're scaled to proper health and damage. So what I'll tell you is, because I wanna save you some time.
Mm-hmm.
For Kaltaga, when he has a blizzard,
Yeah.
there is no object you can destroy.
Oh.
Oh god. We're gonna be blind for a while.
And the other detail I'll drop is the legend for season 2 that you're gonna get to play is actually the first legend I worked on.
Yep.
So I'll be interested to watch that.
Is that the Riftfucker? What was his name? I heard he was Riftfucker, right? Yeah.
I don't know that we've revealed.
Oh, Setakai, I think it was called. But yeah, that sounds...
You'll find out.
That sounds scary. Especially when it comes to Savit, because I'm a hammer main. So yeah, I already know the struggle.
Yeah, Savit, I don't know how I feel about this, but you may have to choose a faster weapon to keep up with Savit.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, God. I'm
or
excited.
it'll just be a unique challenge to beat him with something like a hammer. It'll be a unique challenge.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna challenge myself. I'm excited. I feel like I can keep up with him with Skies of Ostia because of the turrets, but I'll have to see. I might actually have to use another weapon. But I'm excited. I wanna see the potential. And you said he has a new move as well, so I'm definitely excited for that.
And it's a deadly move.
Oh man.
It's a deadly move.
It's like a boar wipe, kinda like what Valo has right now, or
No comment. No comment.
I got you. So, moving on, and this is a question that I am really interested in, and I favor. Is there a possibility of a horse behemoth coming to Dauntless in the future?
It has been pitched.
Mm.
It has been recently pitched, but I don't know. I think sometimes the next behemoth starts with design, but a lot of time it starts with just concept art.
Yeah.
And what cool characters they create, we just gravitate towards one of like, yeah, we like the look of this. We could figure out something interesting to do with this one. So I guess it begins with the element, and then we tell concept draw behemoths with this element, and then we pick from like 20 choices. But sometimes if like I have a particular idea in mind where I'm like, I really want this, and so what I'll tell you is basically one of the ones I prototyped was a horse.
Ooh.
So we've tested it, but I don't know if it'll ever happen. Maybe on a long enough time scale.
Gotcha. Well, if you ever need the lore, I got some lore. I think you've already seen it. I wrote my own lore and stuff in the element, so if you ever need it as a stepping stool, I got you.
Okay.
And now, chat, do you have any questions for Brent at the moment? Chrome said no Ostia. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use the Ostia hammer against Savit. I feel like I should challenge myself. Moving on to the other question. What is your favorite part of working with Behemoth AI?
Well, a lot of the people who built behemoths before me built some really cool systems that allow me to build behemoths rather quickly, comparatively. Like, to give you a comparison, I could build, if it was just on me and I didn't have to wait for animation or modeling or anything like that, if it was just design work, I could build a new behemoth in about a month. Which to give like a sense of how fast that is, when I was on Marvel's Avengers, I spent a year on each boss fight.
Ooh, nice. Can you make Embermain do a backflip with AI or
What?
I mean, I could rotate him in place.
Nice.
I could.
You kind of did.
It wouldn't look good.
Right? Because he does have a new
with
move.
the Lesser Ember. The Lesser Embermain has like a side flip. He does.
Yeah.
And so it could have just as easily been a backflip, but with animation, anything's possible. Well, many things are possible. But if it was just on me, it would be there. It just wouldn't look good.
Yeah, that move definitely caught me by surprise. I wasn't expecting that from like the Lesser Embermain when I first started the update.
Yeah, I didn't want to do the reposition that the main and Dire Embermain do, but I still wanted a reposition, just like a more local one, so that's where that idea came from.
Gotcha. That's interesting. I do love Embermain. He's one of my favorite behemoths. I love him when he gets stuck on the little rock.
Does he still get stuck on a little rock?
I don't know. I haven't been in Blazeworks.
I don't think so.
After rework?
Yeah, I haven't been
shouldn't.
in Blazeworks. But he feels like a king, though. That's his rock. That's his territory. I feel like he should remain there for a while. Look over his land. Can you tell us a bit more about Carcanos? Does he have any siblings?
Well, Thrax has 6 legs in his umbral, so they could at least be cousins.
That is true. I actually...
Oh,
go ahead.
I could tell you a development detail about Carcanos. Pretty much everything there is to say about Carcanos has been said.
Yeah.
Like, we've revealed all their secrets, but there was like a little development hiccup that you don't know about, which is Carcanos Aether charge attack, where he shoots 3 big projectiles.
Yeah.
That was very nearly a beam attack instead.
Oh.
That started out as like a beam attack, but our beam system is extremely complicated, and I couldn't get the behavior I wanted in time, so I pivoted.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did. I like what we ended up with more.
I understand. Yeah, I actually like what we have right now. The 3 little they were like spears, right? The 3 homing spheres that he throws into the portal.
Yeah, and initially you were able to actually attack those and destroy them, but I took that away.
Okay. Making us feel hopeless here, Brant. But yeah, that's actually pretty good. I enjoy it. I enjoy the fight. It's pretty nice. I also wanted to ask, is there like some sort of behemoth hierarchy? Because like, do they have like any intellect? Or is like Thrax just like the god of all of them?
I'm not as familiar with the lore and what the lore might imply on that subject. When I play the game, I kind of like a typical player. I don't read, and I just bunk Behemoth.
Indeed.
So there might be an answer to that, or at least something that's suggested in the lore that exists. But as far as I know, like, besides the Keystone Behemoths, there's not really a hierarchy.
I understand. Yeah, because I've been wondering
the
about
Keystones.
that.
The Keystones are each special for their own reasons. But honestly, the lore around Karkanos kind of suggests that he's special too. So
yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I have to read it just so I can make a lore video of him. But I've been wondering if Thrax actually has like some sort of intellect, because he's been laughing at people, you know. He's been giggling at people with his skills.
Right, he laughs, which implies he's a little more intelligent than the others.
And then he spits on you as well, so you know he's making fun of, you know, your skill issues and stuff. So I'm definitely more curious about Thrax. Hopefully we see more about him in the future. For my next question, is Behemoth and food related. If you were to eat Karkanos, what would you use as your recipe?
Probably just butter and garlic, something simple.
Oh, a simple man. I like that. Some mashed potatoes in there as well. Little lemon wedge.
I don't know if mashed potatoes are the right side for Karkanos. I'm trying to think what would go well with them. Maybe some rice.
Rice? Alright.
Yeah.
A little surf and turf. Pretty nice. I like that. I might add this to my menu. I'll put it under Brent's special menu in my my restaurant menu. There are Karkanos and rice. This next question I saw. Well, it's not actually like a question, but I made it into the question. I saw it in, I think it was a Reddit post. Was giving Torgadero jiggly cheeks your idea or someone else's?
No. But do his cheeks actually jiggle, or is that just projection?
I think they do. I think I've seen that jiggle.
You think they do? Okay, I know where to look to find out if they actually do. I know exactly where to go to find out. And if it's not there, then that means the jiggle was animated in, which to me is funnier, that someone would spend time animating a cheek jiggle.
Oh man, that is hilarious. I want to see the response to that if you do find out.
Yeah, I'll check Monday. I'll check if he's got jiggle physics.
Yes, bring back the booba slider too.
I'm sorry, I put my headphones down for half of a second and I hear Brent saying jiggle physics and Hans saying booba slider. What?
Bring back the booba slider. Moving on, we have about 5 questions left. What other behemoth types can we look forward to in the future aside from legendary?
We have pitched so many things at this point that it's hard to say what direction we'll actually go, but personally, I'd like to see some multi-element behemoths.
Yes, I've actually been talking about this for quite a while, because I do want to see some multi-element weapons. So like a fire and a shock weapon, or like a frost and a terra weapon or something like that. It's actually been a very, exciting topic of mine for quite a while. So, like, would you think it's like a possibility, like in the near future, or?
We haven't had the conversation yet of what the next behemoth is. So, I don't know if it is in the near future. We wouldn't indicate that. We wouldn't tell you, but it's something that I'd eventually like to see.
True. And I think it was Elder Behemoth, and what was the other behemoth that released alongside the Elder Behemoths? I forgot what they were called. 'Cause I know it was older behemoths, the ones with the shields, and then there was the other type. Do you remember that, Brent?
No.
I
Elder behemoth with shields.
Yeah, because there were like
I don't know what you're talking
there
about.
were two types. There were the two behemoths that released like long ago. So they were called like Elder Behemoths, and I think the other ones were God, I can't remember.
I know of dire behemoths.
Yeah, there was that, but then this was back when you guys released the not before the Omni cells, when you guys released the Perfect Strike and the little robot thing to test out. Yeah, I just can't remember the name of the other behemoth type. But yeah, that was what was leading.
No, the only whatever was said back then, under the hood, the only things that exist are normal, dire. I guess there are lessers too. So under the hood we call them the lessers. We call them beta. We call the normals just as they are. We call theires the alphas, and then there used to be heroics, but we took heroics out because with the new damage scaling, there wasn't a reason to have them.
Yeah.
And except for Keystones still have their heroics because they have behavioral differences. And then Keystones. Those are the only like types that exist under the hood.
I got you. So like Elder Behemoths are not in that category, right?
There's basically whatever was said. There's really no such thing as an Elder Behemoth. It's lore only.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I was wondering though.
I mean, maybe you could say the Legend Behemoths are Elder Behemoths because like they've been around so long, they've gotten a unique name for themselves.
That's I actually want to know what more behemoths we'll get in the future within that category. If we see like a step above that, like we have legendary and then we have like mystical behemoths. So like, yeah. Hopefully we see like.
I don't know if we'll do anything harder than Legends, but I think the only area to expand into is considering doing more Keystones.
Ooh, that is definitely exciting because if you do more Keystones, that means we get more islands. So I'm definitely excited for that. Would it be possible to have behemoth cosmetics in the future?
What kind of cosmetics you have in mind?
Kind of like the ones that you guys did with the Shearless Shrug, where you have like a little hat on top of the behemoth, or like googly eyes. You know?
Oh, you mean like cosmetics on the behemoth?
Yeah. Like imagine fighting a shark with like googly eyes, you know.
I don't know if there's a good way to implement that, but I think if you're gonna see it, you'll see it during events. Like, my whole goal is to get Valimir at some point to have a little trumpet.
Yeah, Asky just said that. He's like, put a trumpet on Valimir. Yeah, so he can do.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I'm at Phoenix Labs is to make that happen.
You can kind of make that like a special event too. Like just put like a little jazz event where Valimir just plays a little trumpet and stuff.
Yeah, we have to be a little careful because we don't want to like break the lore for just any reason. But if it's for something like April Fool's Day, or if it's for a Christmas event, for more light-hearted events is kind of the opportunity for it.
Definitely, especially if it's like around Valentine's Day or something like that. You can have like a behemoth do like a little love special or something. That would actually be interesting. I definitely do want to see Valimir with a trumpet. I think you'll enjoy it too. I don't know if you have any knowledge of this topic, but what is the pet situation right now?
We're excited for pets. Pets have been worked on, but pets are not next.
Yep.
What's next is responses to community feedback.
Indeed, yeah, that's very important. Do you think maybe like in the near future we might get the pets later on, or?
Well, I would say near future is community response features.
Yep.
So I don't know the exact timeline for pets, but pets will happen.
Gotcha. And if you guys do the pets, can you put a trumpet on one of them?
Oh, that'd be delightful.
Yes.
See, there'd be a place for cosmetics, though. I don't know if pets. I don't know what final form pets are gonna take. Like right now, we're kind of experimenting with a couple ideas, so
yeah,
we'll see.
Chrome asks, I heard that pets are not gonna give buffs. Is that true? We don't know. I don't know if Brent has that knowledge. Do you, Brent?
So it could change, but right now, no. Basically, like, if they do stuff for you, it'd be things like finding items, but we didn't want them to be a part of your gameplay kit.
Definitely. Yeah, and
we just wanted pets to be there for fun, for swag. We didn't want there to be a meta around pets.
Yeah, and I feel like that's gonna be like very disruptive right now, especially if you have like alluring moons and your pet. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Right?
And like honestly, we don't even know if pets will be able to be around for the fight itself. Like they may have to go hide for the fight because it's just not performant enough to have them around. So there's a lot of questions to be answered about pets.
Definitely. Alright, so we're here in the last question, and that is Sherrock made of cheese?
What?
I'm curious.
If Aether is a kind of cosmic milk, then all behemoths are cheese.
True. I feel like Sherrock is like the cheese that's stuck in the bottom of my oven. You know? It's like a little hissy cheese. So, yeah, definitely want to see some behemoth cosmetics in the future. So, that is all the questions that I have right now. Owl, do you have any questions that you want to ask?
No.
Right. All right. Brent, do you have any specific things other, that you can leak or that you want to share with the community?
No more leaks from you today.
Gotcha. Alright, YD has a question. If Sherrock eats a cheese sandwich, does it become grilled cheese? Yes. Yes, he does. So I want to go back to Savit here real quick, because you said he's going to be fast. And then that kind of led me to question the next behemoth, because you also said he's going to be fast. Do you think the next behemoth is going to be fast?
I said the next behemoth is going to be mobile. I said the next behemoth is going to be mobile. Not necessarily fast.
Oh, okay.
But mobile.
Gotcha.
So there's a difference.
Yeah, I was wondering, because, like, if it's going to be, like, fast, or, like, Savit fast.
No, but I am having to, like, do some intentional slowing down, because the animations I'm getting are a little fast, and so I'm testing them out, and I'm like, I can already hear people sad to experience some of these attacks as is, so I'm slowing them down a little, giving players more of a chance for counterplay, and so the next behemoth shouldn't be fast, though there'll be some quick attacks, like with any behemoth, like if you're in the wrong place, like it's going to have a sync attack, and its sync attack will be kind of a quick attack. But it's just it moves around a lot.
Nice. I am actually interested. It's gonna be a bit challenging for me since I'm using hammer, but I'll get to it. I'll definitely find my way around it. I also want to touch on the legendary Alira, because it was mentioned that she's not gonna use the the runes anymore.
Yeah, well, she uses them, but she doesn't. She creates them, but they're just landmines now. She's not getting her element from them. Like, she used to get an attack unlocked of the element of the rune she stepped on, but now she has all attacks of all elements unlocked from the get-go, and the runes are just there as things you shouldn't step on.
Ooh, interesting. I'm honestly excited. I can't wait to see what goes on with those behemoths as well.
Yeah, there's like 1 or 2 attacks that actually has multiple variations of what element they are, and so now they're just doing multiple elements all at once. It's kind of interesting.
Oh god.
I can't wait to see people's reactions. I'm honestly excited. Well, Brent, that is all the questions that I have for you today. Do you have any specific media that people can follow you, or any like specific things that you want to like throw out there?
No, I'm not on anything. Basically, I'm just on the Dauntless Discord. Brent B.
Gotcha. Oh, Chrome asked a question. He said, Brent, is it a skill issue from me, or are the Carcano's epic drops horribly low?
I tested. Okay, so here's what I've heard. I've heard if you go in groups that you have a lower chance. Because I've tested it solo, and they drop regularly. They drop when they should, solo. And I've heard other people say they've had better luck solo. So this is something we're investigating. If you're not getting drops, try solo.
Now, is it like a instance type of thing, or is it like just like a percentage thing?
As far as the drops are bonus rolls on part breaks. So the more parts you break, the higher percent chance you have of getting an epic.
Yep.
But you should be getting like an epic after like 10 kills.
Oh, nice.
If you
Oh, go ahead.
So go break all the parts, kill it, do that 10 times, and you should have an epic drop. If not, maybe it's bad luck, go to 15. But if you're like on 20th Carcanos and you haven't had a drop, it could be that you're in a group and that there's something about that that's causing the drops to either not drop at all or to be a lower rate drop. We're not sure. We're looking into it.
Gotcha. And is there a chance to hit the jackpot? Because I know that sometimes Behemoth gives you more than just one of those epic drops. Is there a chance to hit the jackpot?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think with every part break, it rolls it. So
Oh, nice.
I don't think there's anything stopping it from hitting that more than once.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely gotta do that. I gotta wait for my Xbox though, because my PC doesn't let me play Dauntless right now. But I'm excited to get back on Dauntless. Anyway, thank you, Brent, for being here with us today. I know you probably were busy today, so I appreciate you taking time off, your day to be here with us and answering our questions. Owl, do you have any
No problem.
do you have any interesting things you want to add before we head out, or?
For once, I don't have anything that I dug up.
Well, stay tuned for next Saturday. We will be cooking Owl. Because he deserves it. Brent, once again, thank you so much for being here with us as well. Next Saturday, we will just have a little chill podcast as well. So you're more than welcome to join us if you want to, Brent. The podcast is always open for anybody that wants to join. So if you want to join us, just go ahead and pop in. You're more than free to, talk if you want to on the stage, or you can listen.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And as I said, before, you can always extend the invitation to anyone else in the group of developers as well. Yeah. But that will be all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of the other podcasts or videos that I will be making in the future. I appreciate all of you, and please stay safe. All right. Peace.